Hey, this is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. And if you're new here, my channel is dedicated to reviewing as seen on TV items, other household gadgets, and consumer goods. If you like that, please consider subscribing to my channel. Look me up on Twitter and just hang on for the ride. Now, let's get to today's review. So today we're going to look at a product that I've actually had here for a couple months. I just haven't had time to review it, but I wanted to make sure I get it done. It's actually two products. One is the Tac Light, okay, and then the other one is the Tac Light Pro. I wanted to compare them to see what's different and what's better. This Tac Light says it's 60 times brighter than a normal flashlight, but then the Tac Light Pro says it's only 40 times brighter. So what does that mean? And can you really even tell the difference between 60 times and 40 times? I don't know. Now the Tac Light says it has the strength to be driven over with a car. It says it works underwater. It says it can be boiled. It says it works in ice, and then it has a really powerful strobe light. If you saw my Tac lantern that I did a few weeks ago, you know I was kind of disappointed in the overall test because it said it could work underwater, but it really wasn't watertight. And in fact, it took days to dry out. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it right above. But I would really, really prefer you to watch this one and then come back and check that one out later. We'll be doing some of the same tests with this one. But listen, if you come back on Thursday, I'm going to be releasing a new video of a new product. Well, the product's been out before, but it's been re-released right now in 2019. And I hope it'll be an enlightening experience that'll bring a smile to your face. So make sure you come back Thursday to check this out. But now let's get to this unboxing. Okay, so let's start our unboxing. We'll start with the Tac Light Original first. And I just love this packaging. Why? Because I can just pop the top open and pull out the product without having to get through some of that heavy-duty plastic. All right, so in here I've got some instructions. I don't really know why you would need instructions for a flashlight. It comes with this tassel thing that you can hang to the bottom of the flashlight. And then, of course, it comes with the actual Tac Light flashlight itself. Now, in the directions it tells you that it needs 3 AAA batteries that are not included, so that's something you should know. The Tac Light Pro here, on the other hand, it has like partial perforated rip tear out here, so I'm going to try that. I don't know. It's perforated, but it's quite difficult to take out. I do have a pair of scissors here handy. I'm just going to use them because this is in there pretty secure like. So let's definitely not like Bulb Head's product where they have that full out tear out back, which I really, really like. This one is much more difficult to get into. I don't really know why, since it's only a $20 flashlight. What are they trying to secure in here? All right. There it is. All right, so right off the bat, you notice that there's a major difference between the two. And one, this one has like a lantern built in. But if I close that up, are they about the same size? Let's see. Let's see. No, actually, you know what? The new one is about maybe a ½ inch taller. This is the new one, so that's pretty cool. Also needs 3 AAA batteries that are not included. But what I really, really like is it tells me on the package that it needs 3 AAA batteries. So let's get some batteries in here, and then let's do some tests to these flashlights. Okay, so I have batteries in both flashlights, and I thought, this is probably just a simple redesign where the new one has a lantern feature. But as I was going through the features, I noticed, no, that's not the case. In the original one, you have to click the button to turn it on, and you click the button and it turns off, okay? Whereas the new one, you click the button to turn it on, and then you click the button, it goes to the next setting. See the difference? Then the next setting, then the next setting. You know, that's how you do it. That's kind of a cool thing. And of course, the lantern. Whereas this one, you turn it on, and then in order to go to the next setting, you have to turn it off, then turn it on, then turn it off, then turn it on, then turn it off, then turn it on. Does that make sense? This one claims to have 5 settings. It goes from high, medium, low, then it goes to strobe, and then SOS. Okay, so that's what the original has. Well, the new one has the same things. It has high, it has medium, it has low, it has strobe, it has SOS. It says it only has 5 settings, right? It says 5 modes, but really it has a 6th mode. Let's get to the 6th mode, which is the lantern. I don't know why they don't say it has 6 modes. Because that's really, really a cool feature, and I'm going to use this part a lot, I feel. So that's kind of cool. I will say, I don't know why they didn't advertise that more as the 6 mode. I know it says it on there. That was quite strange. As I was using the 2 flashlights, I noticed that the newer one that says it's 40 times brighter is actually brighter than the older one. I looked at both of them and I was like, man, this one is significantly brighter. And to me, that's an important thing. I'm going to turn this one off real quick. Let's get going on some tests. I think first we'll boil it and see what happens. And then we'll freeze it. And then we'll run it over with a car or a truck, and then I'll give you my final review. So this is the Tac Light, the original version, and the Tac Light Pro, the new version. All right, so here we have the Tac Light, and it says it works underwater. I'm going to boil it soon, but first I'm just going to see, does this work in the water like it says? As you remember from my Tac Lantern, that had a hard time in the water because it wasn't watertight and it just got flooded. So when I looked through this one, I thought, let me just check to see if it has rubber gaskets. And it actually does around the battery compartment, so I'm kind of hopeful that this doesn't leak, but we'll see. It does work in the water. There it is sitting. So now I'm going to take the light out and then boil this water and then see how it works. But as you can see, it still works. Okay, it doesn't get any more boiling than that. Let's see what happens. Lights on. Submerged in fire. The light seems to still be working. Pretty cool. Whoops. Pretty cool. Splash a little water out. It's okay. Well, it works in boiling water. Good job, Tac Light. All right, so I want to give you a little bit of a pro tip. I recently boiled these in water, and you can see that there's condensation all over the globe on here. So what I've done with things like this before is I just take them, dunk them in a bag full of rice, close this up and leave it for a day, and for some reason the rice actually absorbs the water out of the unit. You just leave it and go. This works for cell phones or other electronics that maybe you have dunked them in water, they got wet or something, and you want to get the condensation out. Yep, just put them in a bag of rice, leave them for about a day, come back and see what they look. Just a simple pro tip. I hope it works for you. All right, so now we're going to freeze these flashlights. You notice I put them in plastic bags. It's because I'm realizing that these are not watertight at all. This one that I boiled had water in it. It took about a day after soaking in a bag of rice or sitting in a bag of rice for it to, the condensation to come out. And I think after the fact, it's actually a whole lot dimmer than it was before. So I'm going to just do the freeze test. I'm going to put this in the freezer overnight. And tomorrow we'll see if these frozen flashlights are still working. All right, so they've been in the freezer about 10 hours. And this is the original Tac Light, and it's still on. This is the newer Tac Light, and it's off. So I don't know if the cold made it turn off or what, but it definitely is not running like the old one plugging along there. Now, they're in plastic, so they're not actually in the water except for being submerged frozen, but they're in a plastic, so I don't know. It's interesting. All right, here's the block of ice out of the freezer. I have the original Tac Light still blinking. Granted, it was on solid when I put it in there. And this one is the newer Tac Light, the Tac Light Pro, and it is completely off. So I'm going to thaw this block of ice to see, well, I don't know if they still work. Okay, so I've just thawed them out. I ran hot water over the ice, melted it. I haven't even tried them yet because I wanted to find out right when you do whether they work or not. Here is the Tac Light Pro with the lantern built in. Here is the original Tac Light. Let's see if they survived. Remember, when I took them out of the ice, this one was off completely, and this one was very faint blinking, even though that's not the setting I put it in on. I had it in on high on both of them. So let's see. We'll try the Tac Light Pro first. Oh, look, it actually worked. All right, let's check it through, see if it cycles through its settings. That must be low. Oh, there we go. Now let's see if the lantern part works too. Ah, very impressive. Even though it shut off in the ice, it still works. And this is still cold. All right, let's try the original Tac Light. You can see the condensation still in here. it works, but it's kind of dim. Or maybe that was the low setting. Here's strobe. SOS. There's the high setting. It still works. Condensation on there. Not too bad. But now I'm ready to run over these flashlights to see if they can survive a car on top of them. Okay, so I'm ready to give you my final review of the Tac Light and the Tac Light Pro. So what did we do in this video? We dunked them in water and they still worked. We boiled them and they still worked. We froze them in ice and they were not so good, but you know what? I don't work if I'm frozen in ice either. But once they thawed, right back to regular working fashion. Then we ran over them with a truck and they still worked. The only kind of flaw I saw after that is, I don't know if you can see this, was some scuffing on this one when it caught up in the tire tread and dragged across the driveway. Still impressed with the product here. I would absolutely recommend the Bell & Howell Tac Light or the Tac Light Pro if you want and need a flashlight. Really good product. Hey, this was Jeff with Jeff Reviews for you. And if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and smash that bell so you're notified every time I release a video just like this one. Also, comment in the comment section. Do you have a Tac Light Pro or a Tac Light Original? Let me know what your experiences were. As always, have a great day, and thanks for stopping by.